From the Aerodrome in Houston, this is the ISHL Game of the Week on the Legacy Sports Network. Tonight it is a North Division matchup, crucial matchup between the first place Woodlands Highlanders and the second place Klein Hockey Club. Michael Silvers here with David Feliciano. Tonight's game is a big one here in the North Division. Just 4 points separate these two teams with 4 games to play, including tonight. And for the first place Highlanders, we saw them here 2 weeks ago notch a 4-1 win over College Station to get that 4-point separation in the standings. But they've been dealt a big blow. Their top scorer, Landon Kassaba, took an injury and recently took an injury and is likely out for the remainder of the year. So coming into this one against Klein, Dave, it seems as though the Woodlands a bit kind of hamstrung.
It's going to be tough. I mean, we're coming down the home stretch. You're going to be thinking about seeding in the playoffs, who's going to win the North Division, and you got to replace a player, only a sophomore. His comeuppance has been tremendous, leads the team in points of 27 points, gets about 2 points a game. Really good, strong young player, and they got to fix that first line because Klein is on their heels.
And, of course, Klein, the beneficiary of the Woodlands top scorer being out of the lineup tonight and likely done for the remainder of the season. They're one of the league's hottest teams coming in. They're rolling into this tilt, winners of 4 in a row, and tonight they recognize 5 seniors, a core of players that are very experienced and led their club to the Justice Cup final just 2 years ago.
Yeah, we've watched Ryan, Sampson, Gorman, and Diskey the last 4 years, and this season they've combined for around 90 points, and they're definitely in the mix. So an upperclassman heavy team and a real balanced team, and they can seize an opportunity tonight.
This is also a stretch of games, and we talked about it with Chase Wilkinson before the game last week against, or 2 weeks ago against College Station. His team knows these are playoff games. Both the Woodlands and Klein have qualified for the state tournament coming up in March. So they've already secured that, but they've got straight Jesuit on the horizon on Sunday, and now without their top scorer, things are a little more anxious as the playoffs are rapidly approaching.
Absolutely, and it kind of changes everything tonight. Klein and Woodlands played earlier this season, and as you said, kind of an anomaly. Both teams were short players. Kassaba didn't play in that game, so I don't know if you can really count that one as it relates to tonight's performance.
It is Klein's senior night, so they will have the festivities where the 5 seniors will skate from the far side to the near side, flowers to their mothers, family pictures. We will step aside, and on our return here to the Aerodrome on the Legacy Sports Network, we'll have the scratches for tonight's game in our goaltending matchup as we continue to count down the face-off. This is the ISHL Game of the Week on the Legacy Sports Network.
Our real estate. You've got tickets to the game, but something comes up. Maybe the boss sends you on the road, the kids have practice, or you just can't make the drive. That's where Quick Assist steps in. With one tap, your seats hit every major ticket marketplace at once. No more juggling apps, no more wasted time. Quick Assist, it takes the hassle out of resale and puts cash in your pocket. Pro or college sports, it's all covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on the LSN website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Real cheese, real hot, real taste is what we've got. Real fresh, real fast. All those other pizzas are a thing of the past. Mr. Gatti's Pizza in Houston on Uvalde Road offers a wide selection on their daily fast feast, all-you-can-eat pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert buffet. Don't forget about the entertainment center for the kids. Games, games, and games. Open for lunch or dinner. Gotta get Gatti's. Mr. Gatti's Pizza, the best pizza in town. Honest.
Here are the scratches for tonight's game for the Woodlands. Scratch Chase Kinney and, of course, the aforementioned Landon Kassaba out injured. And that is a big blow, a devastating blow to head coach Chase Wilkinson, not only for tonight's game, but for the impending playoffs that are coming in about a month, or next month anyway. And then for Klein, Brady Nelson has been injured. He's been injured for a while. Maddox Zeck is not here. He's scratched. And Brooklyn Cave is a scratch. She hasn't really played a lot. She's been traveling and devoting her weekends to travel hockey. She played in only 3 games so far this season. But those are the 3 scratches for the Klein Hockey Club under first-year head coach Jeffrey Wozniak. He's not here, so David Lewis, Connor Fleury, and Kurt Diskey will be the acting head coaches for Klein tonight. And Chase Wilkinson, first-year head coach of the Woodlands, who won last year's Justice Cup. 9 titles between these 2 clubs since the first Justice Cup champion was crowned in 1998. A couple of very successful programs.
And it's hard to keep a program. We've seen some of the other programs fall off and then come back in a few years. But like you said, I mean, the Woodlands, Klein, always up there. Jesuit is probably one of those programs, and Rich Point in the South.
Goaltending matchup, former teammates, if you could believe that, for the Woodlands. Aiden Ramirez, 12-3-1 on the season. He's second in wins with those 12 victories. A 2.64 goals against average, that is second in the league, and an .886 save percentage. His former teammate, Owen Lewis, who actually took over for Ramirez in the Justice Cup final loss in the shootout to Memorial West 2 seasons ago. 9-5-1 with a 3.54 goals against average and an .864 save percentage. Lewis is 5th in the league with his 9 wins. He has also pitched 2 shutouts. Warm-ups are about to get underway, and then we will drop the puck to this North Division matchup. Only 4 points separate these 2 teams with 4 games to go, including tonight. The Woodlands has 25 points. Klein has 21 points. After tonight, the Woodlands get straight Jesuit on Sunday. That game will be here on the Legacy Sports Network. Memorial West, and they wrap up with Tomball. Klein get Memorial West, and then back-to-back games against straight Jesuit, one of which was a postponement from earlier in the season when the flu bug came over Klein, postponing that game. So the Woodlands opponents have a combined record of 35-23-8, and Klein has their opponents have a combined record of 44-15-8. So they've got the tougher schedule, but again, with the idea that Kassaba is out tonight and for the remainder of the season, Klein could actually win first place now.
Yeah, they'd like to get one tonight, maybe steal one of the 2 from Jesuit, defeat Memorial. If they can go 3-1 in their last 4, they certainly have a shot.
Coming up next, we will drop the puck to this North Division matchup. First place, the Woodlands. Second place, Klein. Glad you're with us. The puck drop is next. This is the Legacy Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Steve Hotze. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you fed up with your doctor giving you drugs simply to mask your symptoms rather than treating the cause? As you age, I believe you should be brimming with energy, vitality, and enthusiasm for life. The Hotze Health and Wellness Center treats individuals from all over the country and world in an environment of extraordinary hospitality. We specialize in the treatment of allergies, yeast, replenishing natural hormones, vitamin and mineral supplementation, and a healthy eating lifestyle, all of which boost your immune system, increase your energy level, and your health span. If you'd like to obtain and maintain health and wellness naturally without pharmaceutical drugs, then contact one of our wellness consultants today at 281-698-8698 or visit HotzeHWC.com and request a free copy of my best-selling book, Hormones, Health, and Happiness.
To be a mentor, you don't have to have some special talent. That's why we're having some real-life mentors sing for us. Hit it, guys.
Row, row, row your boat, gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Thanks, that was awful. So remember, to mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect.
Row, row, row your...
Please stop. You just have to call Save the Children toll-free at 1-877-BA-MENTOR.
A message brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
DeRoche Partners, LLP, located in Houston and Dallas, offers a complete range of tax assurance and consulting services to a diverse portfolio of clients. Their team is dedicated to the highest ethics of our profession with a commitment to excellence. This is accomplished by putting an emphasis on providing superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of our clients. DeRoche Partners aim to provide valuable insight, effective solutions, and maintain long-lasting business relationships. Their high recruiting standards and culture of excellence is uncommon and unrivaled. They want to wish all the student athletes good luck. Visit DeRoche Partners on the web at dpllp.cpa.
Now for
rematch from October as we welcome you back inside the Aerodrome. Michael Silvers and David Feliciano. 5-3 was the final on October the 3rd when these two first met. Klein doubled up the Woodlands in shots, 44-22. Klein only had 8 skaters that night. The Woodlands had 1 less. Colton Koffenberg had a hat trick in the game to lead Klein, and he's been injured and has not played since Columbus Day, and he is back in the lineup tonight for the acting head coaches David Lewis, Connor Fleury, and Kurt Diskey. Tyler Batar had 2 goals in the losing effort for the Woodlands. Owen Lewis got the win. Aiden Ramirez got the loss. Former teammates with Klein. Ramirez, you might remember, was on Cy Woods last season before moving on to the Woodlands here in 2025-2026. Klein has been hit with the injury bug all season, according to their coaches today when we spoke to them before coming on the air. And looks like everybody's healthy from that perspective and getting healthy at the right time with the playoffs right around the corner.
Yeah, and they actually, even with all those injuries, they had a really good offensive season. They're second in goals in the ISHL with 88, and their top 5 players have 20-plus points, so they have a couple of good scoring lines. Veteran team, 6 of their top 7 are upperclassmen. So, I mean, they really are in really good prime shape for the playoffs.
Klein also hasn't played in 19 days. Their last game was a 7-2 win over Seven Lakes. Sherwood Gorman had 4 goals, his second career 4-goal game. He also scored 4 goals against Seven Lakes back in September of 2024. Rocco Woolsey had a 5-point night, and Lewis stopped 16 of 18. We were here 2 weeks ago when the Woodlands defeated College Station 4-1. Kassaba had a shorthanded goal. Prez Paluski, Batar, and Kennedy all tallied. And Ramirez was peppered with shots. He made 35 saves in the win 2 weeks ago.
Prez Paluski and Kimmel and Vincent, they have to have big nights tonight. Got to make up for a loss of Kassaba.
And that's exactly what Chase Wilkinson said down ice level. He wasn't expecting any one player to fill the role of the absence of Landon Kassaba. Everybody needed to step up. The Woodlands in white, Klein in blue. The Highlanders will skate from right to left in this first period, Klein from left to right. The referees are Don Egdorf and John Dibbern. Charlie Knifick and Derek Spencer will work the lines. Klein's going to start all 5 of their seniors.
Well, we got the gold medal game Sunday. We'll get ahead of it and play the anthem now. How about that?
Brookman, Prez Paluski, Vincent, Herta, and David Vincent will start for the Woodlands. Your starting lineups brought to you by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, the best pizza in town, honest.
Nice playoff preview. I think we'll see a high-scoring game tonight. As I said, Klein, good goal-scoring team. Woodlands about 1 goal behind them per game.
Mentioned the starting lineups for the Woodlands and actually called out the players. Meanwhile, Klein starting all 5 of their seniors. Those seniors are Connor Walls, Benjamin Sampson, William Ryan, Dalton Diskey, and Sherwood Gorman. Gorman, Sampson, Ryan, and Diskey have combined for 132 goals, 163 assists, 295 points in their time with the Klein Hockey Club. Lost in the shootout 2 years ago to Memorial West in the Justice Cup final.
And neither team commits a lot of penalties, so a good disciplined team, smart teams.
Again, Klein from left to right, the Woodlands from right to left. John Dibburn will drop the puck. Sticks down. And now a delay as Connor Walls must fix his chin strap. Take 2, sticks down, puck's down, and we are underway. Klein take control early. Dalton Diskey flips it into the zone, comes back to the blue line, whipped in further by Diskey. Thatcher Kennedy takes a hit behind the net to make a play, filters it up the right wing boards to David Vincent, and the puck worked out to center ice by the Woodlands. Shot back in by Gorman, been all the way down. Saucered rink wide across from right to left out of the reach of Prez Paluski, and it's William Ryan hassled by Herda on the forecheck. Ryan tries to play it up ice, played in deep now by Prez Paluski. Herda behind the net, forced wide by Gorman. Back up top, Kennedy, back down the boards for Herda. Now Vincent, back to Herda in the corner, and Diskey now will take over after the turnover. 3-on-2 here for Klein. Diskey on left wing. Got by Kennedy. Pays one towards the slot, and it will careen out the center ice. And then Diskey with a hit on Herda and knocked him down. Sampson right across the red line. His pass behind Ryan, who's breaking in across the blue line. Just underway, Michael Silvers and David Feliciano, and another hit. Calder took that hit from Sampson in the offensive zone. Now Sampson tried to get it to Sawyer Farby, but it was chipped into the corner by Walgren. Walgren working hard behind the net. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Kept alive by Woolsey, and it trickles in front of Ramirez, but Walgren took it away before Ramirez could get his glove on it. Back up to the point, another shot from distance by Klein. Goes wide, that was Gorman. It's controlled by Walgren. Good shift here by Klein early in the first. On the left wing boards, Patel couldn't clear it. And here comes Tyler Calder from right to left, striding across the blue line. Calder, good individual effort on a backhander, and a left pad save by Lewis. Far boards now, Batar had 2 goals the first time these two teams played. Calder tried to tee it up, but his stick failed him from the left point. Klein take control as we are about 2:20 into this first period, no score. Lewis makes a save on a neutral zone shot. Walls ahead for Benjamin Ars, taken away from him. Pocket picked by Thatcher Kennedy. He had a goal last time the Woodlands played 2 weeks ago against College Station. Farby for Klein, watched by the forechecking Herda. He lost an edge, did Farby. Herda takes control, gets it to Vincent, top of the right wing circle. Filters it into the right wing circle, and Klein can't clear the zone. Kept it alive at the blue line by Kennedy. Here's Prespaluski, who scored against College Station. His shot sticked away by Lewis. Played in front of the net, taken away by Woolsey. And here comes Colton Koffenberg. He had a hat trick when these two teams played back in October. Koffenberg is back in the lineup after a long-term injury. Kept him out of the lineup since Columbus Day. Wozniak across the blue line, skated back in onside by the Woodlands Thatcher Kennedy. Wozniak finds Sampson near side, tries to flip it out of the zone, kept alive at the half wing by Kennedy. Down to Prespaluski, walking the goal line, a backhander at the top of the crease, went wide. That was Caden Kimmel, and he had a glorious chance. Now Kennedy in the slot, and the numbers game catches up to him. Swept to the near boards by Walls. Kimmel plays it in deep. Gorman keeps it moving. Over about 4 minutes gone by. Nice lead pass, chipped ahead by Sampson in a race. He can't get there. Kennedy does for the Woodlands. Walgren up the left wing boards. Kimmel fans on his pass. Sampson cross corner dump in. Clanks off the boards, and Calder holds up behind his netminder. No score here. 4:10 gone by. A turnover. Here's Koffenberg with a shot and a save by Ramirez after the giveaway by the Woodlands.
Yeah, you don't. If you're behind your own net on defense, you don't send it out in front of your goal to try to get the break going. Klein looked pretty good first couple of shifts, but the Woodlands turned it on the last few minutes. 3 shots on goal. Not a lot of mustard on there, but Woodlands not doing too bad with that Kassaba.
Koffenberg to Gorman, shoots it. And boy, he can fire it from the point, but it was off target. Klein will regroup back in the neutral zone. Diskey hands it across to Gorman with some speed. He will stick handle across the blue line. Gorman cuts to his right, forced wide by Calder. Now behind the net. Calder ties him up. Clearing attempt, kept alive, Woolsey, left circle, shoots, blocked. Woodland still can't clear. Gorman, his shot blocked, and it ricochets out to center ice. And, well, what's happening with the ice? Diskey loses an edge. Now Patel skates in all alone. Shoots! He scores! Hassled at the very end of the play by Rocco Woolsey, but Patel beats Lewis, and the Highlanders have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, just an unfortunate break for Klein. Falling down at mid-ice, I think that was Diskey, like you said, and just a tough turnover. And Patel had players on his heels and just got that in there. So a nice turn and burn for Patel.
Time of the goal, 5:03. Patel's 5th goal of the season, and this is 7th game. We thought last week or 2 weeks ago when we were last on the air that he didn't take a shift in the first period. Started in the second period. We thought it might have been a disciplinary issue. Turns out he was just late getting here because of a school commitment. So bad on us to assume it was any different. Here come the Woodlands, right to left. And Ryan is going to get dinged for a penalty. Extra attacker on the ice for the Woodlands as the puck rolls around to the far corner. Connor Walls touches up, and the game's first penalty for hooking goes against William Ryan.
Hey, you got Vincent. Vincent taking it up with speed, and Ryan get the hook in there. So first opportunity on the power play for the Woodlands. They are 21%, not bad.
11-53. They've allowed 5 shorthanded goals. They have the 5th ranked power play in the league. This power play is brought to you by Mr. Electric. Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better. Patel in the corner. Finds Patar in the slot. Hard off his stick, and now Diskey skates it out on the shorthand. Klein has only 1 shorthanded goal. It belongs to Rocco Woolsey. Here's a play at the front of the net. Puck hops up, and Ramirez is able to make the save as Diskey and Sampson were striding towards the net.
Yeah, they got their best skaters out there, Diskey among them, and they actually had a 2-on-2 in that shorthand. Almost got one.
Klein, 6th on the penalty kill this season with the 1 shorthanded goal. They've killed nearly 82% of the penalties they've taken. Woodlands controlling their own end. They're skating from right to left here in this first period. 1.5 minutes left on the power play. Patel ladles it to the left wing side. Kimmel puts on the brakes, try to get it back to Patel. It's cleared by Klein. Here comes Sampson on a 1-on-2, and he flips it down ice. It'll be wide to the right of Ramirez. Kennedy gets there first. Sampson pushes him. Now Calder. Calder across the ice, chipped out into the neutral zone by Batar. Batar, just a freshman, had a goal 2 weeks ago against College Station. 2 goals in this game back in October. 1 minute to go on the man advantage.
Not a good power play by the Woodlands. No shots.
3 Highlanders have 2 power play goals this season. They're missing Landon Kassaba, who's one of those players, out for the rest of the year. Here's Diskey, shorthanded, on left wing, make it right wing. skates in, cuts towards the net, but he is stymied, and the Woodlands take control. Lexi Brooklyn with a good defensive play. Prez-Paluski cuts to his left, across the line, dangles, and is pushed by Dalton Diskey. Then throws a backhander through the slot. It is picked off by Koffenberg. He leads Gorman, and then it comes back to Koffenberg on the shorthand, dangling, and then he never got a shot off. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Prez-Paluski at the red line. Gets it to Herta. Herta kicks it into the zone. Quickly cleared. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. And Klein are back to even strength with the Woodlands. Klein get the kill, coming up on 7:10 remaining in the first period. 1-0 Highlanders on a goal at 5:03 by Talon Patel. Here's Gorman in his own zone. Finds Farb, who gives it back, plays catch with Gorman, who strides in. He had a 4-goal game 19 nights ago against Seven Lakes. Woodlands turn it over. Wozniak across. Gorman, oh, he had a good chance, but he lost the handle, never got a shot off. Farby up top, loses control. Kimmel gets to the puck first in the opposite end. Centering feed is out of the reach of Batar. Popped down by Patel, back to Batar. His shot blocked in front by Farby. Klein trying to break out, loses at center ice. Patel stood up by William Ryan. In the neutral zone, here comes Patar. Middle of the ice, Patel, the goal scorer. Tries to weave through two Klein skaters. Puck popped up, glove down by Patar behind the net. Patar, far boards, loses it. Wozniak with the takeaway. And kind of playing around with the puck, almost lost it in his own end. Farb flips it up, chopped down by Wozniak on right wing. Taken down by Kennedy. Here comes Ryan skating in with a one-timer, and Sampson shot it wide in the slot. Sampson gets it back. Try to find Harvey at the left point. It's knocked back out to center ice. 5.5 to play, opening period, 1-0 Highlanders on a goal at 5:03. Scored on a breakaway by Talon Patel. Now Calder. Got by the forechecking Colton Koffenberg. Lead pass, left to right. Here comes Herta. Knocked off the play. Striding back into the offensive zone, Prez-Paluski. Puck poked from him. Flipped out to center ice by Hours. Gets past Nelson of the Woodlands. Back in his own zone. Chased down by Gorman. Turned over up the boards by Koffenberg. Nobody in the slot, so he finds Gorman behind the goal line. Now a shot. Ooh! Pass into the slot. And I believe that was ours. Couldn't get a shot off. Striding back in from left to right, Gorman whips a shot and scores in the slot. Sherwood Gorman staying red hot on the score sheet, ties this game up at 1.
Yeah, the big layoff didn't seem to hurt all that much. He picked that up just outside the blue line on the right side, and his teammates hadn't gathered yet, and he took it in himself. Right to the doorstep. That's a big tying goal.
14th goal of the season for Sherwood Gorman, his 51st goal of his ISHL career. We have a tie game at 10:18 of the first. Woodlands get it right back into the zone. Lead pass to Patel, shoots, saved. Oh, it went right back down in the crease. Lewis looking for it, and it'll be skated out by Diskey. Dalton Diskey, 3-on-3, turned it over at the blue line. Patel drops it back. Taken in by Batar. Batar centering feed. Kimmel shot it over the net, took a deflection off the stick of Woolsey on his way towards the net, and a penalty. Hooking again is called. Who's going to get banished for 2? It's ours.
Ours. Yeah, Woodlands needed that. They had a bad power play. Then they gave up a tying goal. That tough 5 to 6 minutes for the Woodlands. They really got to take advantage on this power play.
Mr. Electric power play. Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better. Klein win the draw in the defensive zone. Walls tries to clear but couldn't. He turned it over. Puck bounces, though, to Ryan, and he tried to clear it, hit the glass support, and stayed in the offensive zone for the Woodlands. Now Diskey has it for Klein. Off the boards, and Kennedy keeps it at the half wing. Along the goal line, Patel tried a centering pass. It comes to Kennedy, who shoots, and a save by Lewis. Wozniak whips it around the boards, and Batar couldn't keep it at the right point. 40 seconds killed by Klein. 3.5 to go, first period. Tie game at 1 apiece. Here's Lexi Brookman. Kimmel at the red line. Chips it to Prez-Paluski, who backhands it in deep. Sawyer Farby puts on the brakes behind the net. Smoked out by Prez-Paluski. Farby clears. 1 minute to go on the power play. Ramirez to the neutral zone, left wing side. Shot in by William Ryan. Walgren begins another rush for the Highlanders. Too far out of the stick of David Vincent. And now it's Gorman, the goal scorer. Has tied this game up at 1. Farby off the inboards. Turned over. Walgren down to the corner for Vincent. Across for Calder. Stick failed him. He backhands it in deep. Below the goal line, Prez-Paluski with 25 seconds of power play time remaining. Across for Calder. Shoots. Save Lewis. Shot it from the top of the left wing circle. And then Wozniak guides the puck to his netminder, who gets a whistle with 2.5 to play in the first period. 17 seconds on the Klein man advantage. Or excuse me, the Woodlands man advantage.
A little bit better this power play for the Highlanders. 2 shots. They had 0 in the last power play. They still have 17 seconds to work with.
Face off to the right of Klein's junior goaltender, Owen Lewis. Prez-Paluski wins it. Herta up top. Kennedy shoots wide. Farby up the boards, not out. Brookman keeps it alive. 8 seconds to go on the power play. Brookman looking for somebody to pass it to. Comes all the way up top for Prez-Paluski, who drifts to his right. Skates in. Power play time is up. Klein back to full strength. And it is Ours who skates it left to right across the red line. Taken away by Kennedy in a good defensive play. Now it's Herta. Drops it back to Brookman at the blue line. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the opening period as Brookman ices it. And the puck comes all the way down to Aiden Ramirez for an offensive zone face-off for Klein. And a tie game at 1 apiece, 1:50 to go.
Klein, again, a big, high-scoring team. They only have 3 shots, and we're 2 minutes from the end of this period. Woodlands 7 shots.
4 points separate these two from the standings in the north, with the Woodlands 12-3-1 coming into tonight. Klein 10-5-1. Puck along the near boards in the corner. Played out of the zone by the Highlanders. Diskey to Walls, right defense. Up to the blue line. Brought in by Sampson. Centering feed, intercepted. Calder position right between the circles, intercepted that pass, cleared it out to center ice. But Wozniak takes control. Then another turnover by Walgren, and Diskey retreats back into his own zone. Around the board, Sampson turned over. Patel on the backhand, puck bouncing. Ski shot was blocked behind the goal line by Walls. Comes up to the left point. Walgren back down the boards. Kimmel with a centering feed. Now Patel with a swing and a miss. Walls works it behind the goal, around the boards and all the way down. Icing no longer will be called with 45 seconds remaining in the first period. Calder behind his goal line, taken away from behind the net. Sampson. Oh, that one went through the pass to Ours. Then a long drive by Gorman was blocked. Woolsey. Sampson, one-timer, Gorman, and that's fought off by Ramirez as he makes the save 25 seconds to go. Back to Gorman. Left wing circle, shoots, and that one off target. He might have the best wrist shot in the league.
Easy.
Woolsey below the goal line. Sampson try to get it back to Woolsey, cutting to the net. 10 seconds to go. Sampson dealing with Patel behind the Highlander net. Try to get it to the slot. It is deflected to the far boards. And that does it for period 1. It's a 1-1 game after 15 minutes. Back with the second period after these messages. You are listening to the ISHL Game of the Week on the Legacy Sports Network.
Now for your Wellness Minute with Dr. Steve Hotze.
Not only do your allergies contribute to missed days at work and increased healthcare costs, allergies also contribute to overall poor health and can decrease your quality of life. Allergies cause your cells to release histamine, which causes inflammation. This inflammatory response can affect your sinuses, lungs, skin, nerves, joints, muscles, and other organs. Allergies can begin at any age, even midlife, and if left untreated can lead to sinus infections, skin disorders, asthma, migraines, and insomnia. Medications can only mask symptoms. Experience shows that it's better to prevent the underlying allergic reaction. Imagine how nice it will be to enjoy the outdoors without suffering from allergies.
The Hotze Health and Wellness Center identifies the root cause of symptoms, helping to restore your health. We resolve allergies naturally and conveniently with our new state-of-the-art low-dose immunotherapy treatment. Call a wellness consultant today at 281-990-4793. That's 281-990-4793.
Life happens. Maybe a work trip, a family event, or you just want to watch the game at home. Don't let the tickets go to waste. With Quick Assist, your seat gets listed for sale on every major marketplace simultaneously. No more juggling apps or stressing over resale. We make it fast and hassle-free, so you save time and put money back in your pocket. From pro to college, Quick Assist has you covered. Download the Quick Assist app by scanning the QR code on our Legacy Sports Network website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for LSN Hockey Archives. On-demand listening to coverage of this season and from seasons gone by. That's LSN Hockey Archives on YouTube. 1-1 after one.
Yeah, again, Klein only 4 shots. Woodlands doesn't look all that bad without Kassaba. That they're a smaller and scrappy team, and the skating's been pretty good. They have 7 shots, and Patel with that nice steal and goal. Klein needs to get the offense going a little bit. Gorman's having a really good game out of the defensive spot.
Ramirez to our left, Lewis to our right. Second period is a go. Gorman left defense. Clanks it off the boards at the blue line. Spun in by Ryan. Immediately cleared by Kennedy in a skate race with Gorman. Get to that loose puck. They chop at it center. Flipped in by Klein to the right of Ramirez. Kennedy turned over to Ryan. Round the board, Sampson has it in the corner now for Klein. Taken away by Herta, then turned over Wozniak. No one home on his pass to the slot. Gorman keeps it alive, stick handling, shoots, blocked, and it clanks off the near boards. Kept alive in the zone by Klein, then turned over to Kennedy. Up for Herta, and now right wing, it's Prez-Haluski who gains the zone. Stick handles, and a good piece of defending there by Farb. Back out to center ice. Right defense now, it's Kennedy. Filters it ahead for Vincent. Stymied at the blue line. Gorman stood up as Prez-Haluski with the check.
They're going at it.
Tried to retaliate again, Prez-Haluski. Flipped into the Klein zone. Wozniak on the forecheck, it's Vincent. Vincent with a good piece of forechecking. Poked back out to center ice though by Klein and fired back in by Kennedy. Stopped behind the net by Lewis. Just underway, second period, 1-1 game. Michael Silvers and David Feliciano live from the Aerodrome. Penultimate weekend of the ISHL regular season. And Klein flip it out of the rink. That was Farb. Going back in by one of the spectators. A good crowd on hand. Not as packed as it was 2 weeks ago when the Woodlands played College Station, but a good crowd nonetheless.
I think the crowds have been the biggest I've ever seen at the Aerodrome. We've been doing games here about, 4 seasons or so?
Face off outside of the Woodlands zone, won by Klein, turned over at center, but then it is now Koffenberg who skates it across the blue line from right to left. Koffenberg had a hat trick in this game back in December and is back in October and is welcome back to the lineup after a long-term injury kept him out since Columbus Day. Back deep into the Highlanders zone. Walgren gets to the puck. Turned over to Ours. Now Koffenberg to the left point. Diskey. He holds, shoots, it's blocked. And that springs Patel on a breakaway. He's already scored once. Here's Patel. Shoots, save!
Penalty.
And a penalty on Klein behind the play, hassling Patel. The net got knocked off after the left pad save by Owen Lewis.
How about Patel?
Is this going to be a penalty shot?
I think it might be.
There's a slashing minor called.
Well, they're going to talk
so
about
no
it.
penalty shot.
But Patel, that's the second time he's stolen it at center ice and at a breakaway. Last time was a goal. He's really stepping up for the Woodlands here.
Time of the penalty, 2:12. Third straight penalty called on Klein. The Woodlands 0 for 2 on the power play. This power play is brought to you by Mr. Electric. Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better. Face off to the left of Lewis. Calder shoots, and that deflects off the top of the glass. Kennedy holds the zone to the half wall, right side. Puck is now cleared by William Ryan. Thatcher Kennedy tries another rush up the ice with a lead pass to Patel on left wing. He goes cross ice off the boards. Bitar there. Bitar picked up by Gorman. Kennedy has it at the half wall. Up top, Calder. He blasts one, blocked in front by Wozniak. Tried to chip it off the glass and clear the zone, but he couldn't. Kept alive by the Woodlands. Now it's Wozniak, and he still can't clear the zone. It's kept alive by the big body of Tyler Calder. At any rate, here comes Gorman on the shorthand as he was waiting at the offensive blue line for a clearing attempt, but Kennedy knocks him down in the corner.
What a play.
Gorman gets back up, right wing circle. Holding. Now we'll take it back to the neutral zone. Over a minute killed, though, by Klein. And Gorman skates all the way back down behind Owen Lewis. Smoked out by Prespolewski. Turned over at center. Kennedy's got to wait for Prespolewski to tag back up. He does. Kennedy will walk it across the line to the slot for Vincent. A swing and a miss. Gorman flips it off the boards and all the way down.
Woodlands swinging and missing a bunch tonight. A lot of these long shots not connecting.
30 seconds to go on the Klein kill. Brookman trying to get it off the kick plate behind Aiden Ramirez. Herta with a lead to Prespolewski. Drops it back to Herta, striding left to right across the red line. Out of the reach of Prespolewski, left wing boards. Watched by Woolsey. Turns away from Farb. Plays it towards the slot on a centering feed. It's picked up, and then Prespolewski gets it back. Herta shoots, and a save by Lewis. That was the best chance on any power play tonight as it expires, and Klein kill another one. Back to Brookman. She shoots. That took a deflection off Woolsey's shoulder. Goes into the corner. Klein cleared out the center ice. 4.5 gone by, second period in a 1-1 game. Puck in front of the Woodlands bench. In the Klein zone, peeling away with it, Gorman. Forechecking Vincent. Gorman across the crease. Koffenberg, a lead to Ours. Deflects off his stick to the blue line. Gorman watches Vincent walk it in, and Gorman checks Vincent into the boards. Klein back out the center. They're skating right to left here in the second period. Turned it over at the Woodlands line. Ours gets it back. And now Gorman strides across the blue line, and the play is offside. 9:56 to go in the middle frame, 1-1.
How about the Klein penalty killing? They've been guilty of all 3 penalties tonight. They've had to kill them all off, and they have. They've only given up 3 shots in 3 penalties.
6th best penalty kill in the league. Face off outside of the Woodlands zone. Patel and Wozniak. Wozniak wins it. Ryan, high slot. Cuts to his right, drops it back for a shot by Sampson as he drives it into the chest of Aiden Ramirez, the senior goaltender for the Woodlands.
First shot of the period by Klein. And I tell you, Mike, the defensemen just have some serious mustard on the shots by Klein. Just a very strong team.
Ramirez watches this face-off come to his left, and they'll do it over again. Infraction on the puck drop. 9:49 to go. Second period here at the Aerodrome. Wozniak and Patel. Wozniak wins it, backhands it out of the zone. Diskey with Kimmel hot on his trail, turns it back towards the blue line. Calder, right wing. Patar, fired in by Kimmel. Walls in the corner in a skate race with Patel. Walls big body, but Patel snaps it away. Tries to get it to the slot for Kimmel. And Klein tried to clear the zone, but Patar feathers it in deep on the takeaway. Patel back the other way behind the net, side of the net, taken out. Good check behind the play by Connor Walls. Now Calder slaps at it, hops up in the air, taken on by Wozniak, striding right to left here in the second period. Gains the zone on right wing. Drives by Walgren, plays it back. Ryan with a shot. Oh! It deflected and trickled just past the post, or it would have been 2-1 Klein. Diskey retreats back to his own blue line. Now Ryan has it in the Klein zone. He skates middle of the ice, cutting to his left. Gets it across the blue line. Ryan shoots off the helmet of Ramirez. Sampson in behind the goal line. Trying to get it in right in front of the top of the crease to Ryan. Ryan misses his check and actually falls down as he tried to hit Ski. Ski takes it out of the zone left to right. Herta had it poked for him by Gorman. Now with speed, he gains the offensive zone. Gorman shoots wide to the left of Ramirez. Now Koffenberg, half wing wall on the right side. Couldn't get it to ours, poked out by the Woodlands. Almost 7 minutes gone by as we tick down here in the second period in a 1-1 tie. Lead pass off the skate of Koffenberg into the Highlanders zone. Kennedy takes over for the Woodlands. Gets it to Ski on the near side as Koffenberg hits Kennedy down. Ski ties up with Gorman along the near boards. Calder right defense. Forechecking him was Woolsey, poked out the center ice. Poked by Prez-Paluski at the red line. Now Klein take it back in, but Kennedy with an active stick rips it away from Benjamin Hours. Now Kennedy skates, right circle, shoots, and that one over the crossbar. On the pass ahead, now it's Woolsey. Hassled from behind by Kennedy. Woolsey puts on the brakes, passes behind Hours on the centering feed. Now Ski takes it from left to right. 7:15 to go. Pocket pick from behind by Hours. Hours couldn't get it to Woolsey. Turned over to Lexi Brookman. Brookman off the boards, kept alive by Koffenberg. He's holding it. Stood up by Patel. Flip back up the boards, but not out. Gorman keeps it alive. Left point. Couldn't stick handle past Patel. Now Patel skates in. Hassled from behind by Koffenberg. Then Patel is able to get a shot off, but it's disrupted enough. It never got on goal as Sawyer Farb was back defensively. Now Kennedy. Tried a centering feed. It was picked off by Sampson, chipped out of the zone. Coming up on 6.5 to play. Now Woolsey skates in, shoots. Oh, just wide. Up the boards, Wozniak. Down below the goal line, Sampson. Tried to get it back to Wozniak, and a shot and a save by Ramirez. To the near side, Batar holding, flipping, couldn't clear the zone. Got it back, still couldn't clear it. Kept alive by Ryan. And now Batar has it again below the goal line. Works it around the boards, but Ryan has it in the corner. Overskates the puck. Able to get it back to Sampson. Centering feed, oh, Wozniak had a chance, but it got by him, and it rolls all the way back down into the Klein zone with 9 minutes gone by in the second. 1-1 game. Here's Gorman, middle of the ice, across the blue line, with speed on this rush. And then it is taken away by Batar. He flips it out the center ice. Herta retreats back into his own zone. A lead pass, nobody home. Finds the stick of William Ryan. Off the boards and back deep into the Woodland zone. Here's Herta. Turned over to Wozniak. Behind the goal line. Puck filtered past Ryan. Herta takes a check down. And it's redirected on this shot in front by Sampson, but redirected wide. I believe that shot came from the point, Connor Walls. Lead pass, too far for Vincent. Cut off in the offensive zone by Dalton Diskey. Played out of the zone by Klein. They skate from right to left there in this second period. Diskey skates in, then is taken down, and the puck goes between the legs of Ramirez and into the back of the net. 2-1 Klein.
That's quirky.
I think Dalton Diskey is going to lead the handshakes as Klein has their first lead of the game.
Diskey on the breakaway got away from him. It didn't matter. Just went through the 5-hole. That's a tough one to give up. Ramirez wants that one back. I mean, that's just kind of a lucky break for Klein, but it worked out.
2-1 Klein on a goal at 10:02.
He was watching Diskey, should have been watching the puck.
Diskey's 6th goal of the season, 23rd for his career. He's one of these core group of players we talked about in the outset that helped lead Klein to the Justice Cup final 2 seasons ago. They tied the game late against Memorial West, but then Ryan Valdiviso, the goaltender for the Whalers, shut Klein down in the shootout, and Memorial West won the Justice Cup inside this building. Rocco Woolsey has the puck as he skates it across the line. Hands it to Koffenberg. Taken away by Kennedy. And the zone could not be cleared as it's kept alive by Gorman. He stick handles into the right wing circle. Puck trickles into the corner. Kennedy watching him. Gorman cuts it. And down Kennedy loses an edge, but Gorman feathered it into the slot, intercepted by Kennedy. Kennedy will push it out to center ice. 11 minutes gone by in the second. 2-1 Klein. Gorman with speed on left wing. Stands up Kennedy, but the puck is loose and onto the stick of Patel. Pops it off the boards in front of the Woodlands bench and back into the Klein zone. Takes it away and then shoots. And it's disrupted enough by the goaltender, Owen Lewis. Centering feed from the corner is intercepted by Woolsey. Ahead now for Sampson. Cut to his right. Stick handles. Sampson shoots. Saved by Ramirez. Sampson in front for Ryan. Never got to Ryan. It was poked away by Walgren. It's in the corner. Sampson. One-timer. Ryan scores. 3-1 Klein. Late second period.
Well, the seniors are just having a game. I mean, Gorman, he's trying to push the action. Diskey's got a goal. Ryan, that time, the one-timer. The veteran players are just playing so well for Klein, and they got a pretty good lead here at 3-1. It's bigger than you think because Woodlands has been asleep this period.
Ryan, Klein's leading goal scorer, notches his 22nd of the season. 36 career goals now for the senior. 3-1 on a goal at 11:44. Highlanders have some work to do. Keep in mind they are without their top scorer, Landon Kassaba. Took an injury believed to be last weekend and is not likely to return this season. Backhand by Prespolewski at the side of the net. Comes back. Kennedy drives one over the crossbar. And now we have a penalty. Kennedy was checked after the shot he took.
Yeah, it's on Klein.
And Klein, with interference called, heads to the box for a 4th straight time as Sampson is off for interference.
All penalties tonight on Klein. That's kind of unnecessary penalty. I mean, Kennedy got that shot off and he got whacked. Woodlands really, they got to get something on the power play because Klein is completely outplaying them this period.
They're 0 for 3. Mr. Electric power play. Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better. Face off to the right of Lewis, won by Klein, and they clear it to center ice. Kennedy, hassled from behind by Ryan. Ryan gets it, the goal scorer that made this game 3-1. The Woodlands got the game's first goal. Since then, Klein has scored 3 straight. Kennedy. Middle of the ice. Herta. Vincent plays it in deep. Klein keeps it moving, but not out of the zone. Kept alive Calder. Calder shoots. It directs on goal, and the kick save with the right pad by Lewis. Back to Calder. Left circle. Shot is blocked to the near boards. Kennedy. Herta. Down to the corner. It's Wozniak for Klein, and he flips it out of the play. 1:08 of penalty time remaining. 1:58 left in the second period. 3-1 Klein.
Klein really impressing me tonight. They're killing penalties, and their veteran players are pushing the action. I mean, it's bigger, faster, stronger, and they're taking it end to end. They only have 9 shots, does Klein, but they've had a bunch of big-time misses.
Face off to the left of Lewis. 1, here's Calder. Left defense, shoots, blocked. Far boards, Walls clears it all the way down. 1 minute to go on the penalty. Walgren. Pestered by Kaufenberg. Loses it at center ice, cleared by Woolsey. Calder with Kaufenberg right on him. Stick is lifted from behind, but Calder able to get it to Tyler Bitar, who scored 2 goals when these two teams first got together in October, and he's knocked down. Open ice check by Dalton Diskey.
Clean.
30 seconds of power play time remaining as Kaufenberg strides the Woodlands blue line. Taken over by the Highlanders, Bitar. 20 seconds of power play time remaining. Bitar, left wing Kimmel. Kimmel skates it across into the left wing circle, shoots, pad save by Lewis. Kimmel tried to get to Bitar in the corner, deflects to the side of Lewis's net, and he drops on it, stopping things with 7 seconds to go on the power play. 58.2 for the second period, 3-1 Klein.
Klein incredibly physical tonight. I mean, just knocking Woodlands all over the ice. And the Woodlands power play just kind of non-existent. They're about to be 0 for 4 and only 4 shots in those 4 power plays.
Klein, 3-time Justice Cup champions, last winning in 2013. Game-winning goal scored by the opposing head coach tonight, Chase Wilkinson, in that game against Fair Creek down in Sugar Land. Power play is over. Klein kill another one. Kennedy rips it away, and now he leads Kimmel. Kimmel puts on the brakes at the blue line, takes it in, then shoots from distance, and it's picked off by Gorman. Less than 30 seconds to go. Pass ahead. Here's William Ryan, drops it back for Sampson. Sampson below the goal line for Ryan. Centering feed, and it's knocked away by Ramirez. Prez Paluski leads it to Kimmel. He's got a 2-on-1. Sampson working hard to get back. Now it's Vincent who shoots out of the catching glove. Another save by Lewis in the last 5 seconds of the period. Whipped around the boards, not out. Brookman with 1 second to go. That concludes the second period of play. Klein explodes for 2 goals, 3 in a row. Going back to the first period, they take a 3-1 lead into the third period. This is the ISHL Game of the Week on the Legacy Sports Network.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Are you ready to restart your path to wellness? At the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, the most common goals that we hear from our new guests are losing weight, increasing energy, improving sleep, and increasing mental focus and clarity. Most importantly, people want off the prescription medications and to get back to a healthy and balanced life naturally. Are these your health goals too? Let us help you take charge of your health and wellness, just as we're helping thousands of others every day. Get off the meds and on to wellness naturally. Let our doctors, nurses, nutritionists, and wellness coaches carefully craft the healthy life you've imagined. Feel better, look better, live better. Visit HWC.com to learn more, or call us at 281-698-8698. Mention this ad and receive 2 of Dr. Hotze's best-selling books free with your consultation. 281-698-8698. That's 281-698-8698 or Hotze, HWC.com.
The ISHL Game of the Week is a production of the Legacy Sports Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Legacy Sports Network is strictly prohibited. After 2, it is 3-1 Klein, Dave.
Klein only has 9 shots, 3 goals, and just out-toughing the Woodlands. I think the Kassaba factor is starting to kick in. Patel's doing a valiant job. He's got 3 really good chances tonight, but Woodlands kind of not much in that second period.
Lewis to our left, Ramirez to our right. Former teammates when Ramirez played his first 2 seasons with Klein. Koffenberg has it in his own zone. Diskey to center ice now. Woolsey for Koffenberg, who gets it across the blue line. And then a penalty. And I believe we have our first penalty on the Woodlands for interference. 16 seconds into period number 3. And it'll be Prespolowski who goes off for the interference minor.
He and Gorman have been going at it all night. And this is not what the Woodlands has in mind. Their penalty kill is very good, 86%. That's fantastic.
And the Klein power play isn't very good at all.
But,
they are 10th in the league. Talking with their coaches before the game tonight, asked them, hey, why do they have the 10th best power play? Second from worst is because they do a lot of one and dones. Stride down the ice, take a shot. A lot of times it rims out, and they got to do it all over again. Mr. Electric power play. Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better. Gorman softly towards the net. Walgren chases it in the corner. Taking off the play. Comes back to Ryan, hard off his stick. And now it is Herta for the Woodlands at center ice. Finds Vincent, who skates in on the shorthand. He shoots, deflected off of Dalton Diskey's stick and out of play. 59 seconds into the final period. 43 seconds killed by the Woodlands in a 3-1 game. Advantage Klein.
They'll take that.
The Woodlands back here on Sunday night. It'll be an ISHL special presentation on the Legacy Sports Network as they host League Best Straight Jesuit. Klein will get Memorial West on Sunday down in Sugar Land. Puck drop is at 5 o'clock. Sampson. Left to right. Swiped away by Patel. 1 minute to go on the power play. Here's Sampson at the blue line. Tries a nifty backhand pass, but it's intercepted by Vitar. And Kennedy clears. Ahead for Patel. Klein has given up 6 shorthanded goals. The puck trickles in on Lewis, but it is swiped away. They appeal for a penalty to the coaches of Klein. And now Gorman is going to take a high stick, shoot, and he scores!
Didn't matter. Kennedy got him right in the face.
On the power play, it is 4-1 Klein as Gorman tallies with the extra attacker.
He went through the traffic, got whacked in the grill, and then stayed with the play and scored anyway.
Second goal of the game and the first on the power play, and just the 6th power play goal of the season scored by Klein.
4 goals on 10 shots. Pretty efficient for Klein tonight.
There's a Highlander still in the box. Prespolowski is out. You wonder if there might have been a misconduct that we didn't see. Is that Kennedy? It is Kennedy. Yeah. Kennedy is in the box for 2 minutes at 1:43. So they took another penalty, and Klein is right back in on the power play, which is brought to you by Mr. Electric. Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better. Klein is 1 for 1, scoring on their first power play just moments ago with Gorman shooting and scoring his second goal of the game. Now it's Gorman again, only one man back, Calder. Koffenberg, he was calling for it, but the centering pass by Gorman hit off the leg of the Woodlands defender on the play. Now Herta shoots on the shorthand. It is stopped by Lewis. Woolsey, pestered by Prespolowski, filters it out to neutral zone. Shuttled back towards the Klein line by Walgren. Here's Gorman at the red line, twirling with the puck. Gets it to Koffenberg on left wing. Watched by Walgren. Walgren goes down to one knee, hops back up. A takeaway by the Highlanders, and they clear. Minute killed by the Woodlands. Michael Silvers, David Feliciano here with you. 4-1 Klein. Here's Woolsey looking for more. And it is chopped down by Vincent. Woolsey had a 5-point game 19 days ago in the 7-2 win over Seven Lakes. Sampson tries to poke it past Calder, stymied by the big Tyler Calder. Gorman tries to come in for support. Now Ryan flips it off the glass. It's gloved down by Calder, and he drives it down the length of the pond. 25 seconds to go on the Klein kill. Check it, the Woodlands kill. I beg your pardon. Here's Gorman from left to right. Middle of the ice, cutting to his right. Gorman working on a hat trick, poked away. It comes to Sampson. His shot is gloved by Ramirez, leaving 8 seconds of power play time remaining. 11:24 for the game, 4-1 Klein.
As we say, Klein's a rough stretch coming up and off to a good start. Try to take one tonight. If Kassaba's not hurt, we got a whole different game, but boy, Klein's look fantastic, especially their defense has been impeccable.
Face off to the left of Ramirez, won by the Highlanders. Brookman up the near boards to Patel. Patel pitches it all the way down. That kills the power play. And the penalty is Kennedy goes to the box, and coming out on the ice is Kashski. Here's Diskey across the Woodlands line on his backhand. Puts on the brakes. To Sampson in the circle. Tried to drop it back to Diskey. Walgren behind the net. Has possession, begins to rush up the ice. From right to left, the Woodlands skate. Here's Patar. Patar protecting the puck. Looking to get a centering pass into Walgren, who was in on the pinch, but is picked off by Klein. Still deep in Klein's end. Wozniak steers away from Patar. Off the boards, not out. Kennedy keeps it alive. Feinske, he's going to be drawing a penalty, and Ryan's going to go back to the box. Hooking is called. And another penalty on Klein in the second of the game for the same penalty. Ryan off for hooking.
Yeah, 3 hooking penalties total on Klein tonight. You know, Woodlands, they can't go 0 for 5, can they? They got to have something here.
Mr. Electric power play. Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better. Woodlands trail by 3. They could sure use a power play goal. A centering feed to the slot is picked off and whipped all the way down. Ramirez forced to play it. Thatcher Kennedy, his lead pass deflected by a Klein stick. Drops down to Herta. Back to Kennedy at right defense. He begins to rush up the ice, middle of the ice. Forced wide to his left, skates it across the line. To the circle, he shoots. That went through the legs of Lewis, but off the side of the net. Puck picked by Koffenberg, backhanded clear. 40 seconds killed by Klein. Kennedy stood up by Woolsey at center. And Koffenberg clears it all the way down. Now Calder. Kennedy across for Herta. Leads it for Vincent off his stick. Spun back to the red line by Sampson. Backhanded in deep by Prez Paluski. Gorman fires it all the way down.
Great kill. Just too easy for Klein.
Woodlands came in with the 5th best power play in the ISHL, 11 of 53. But they're in danger of going 0 for 5 against the 6th best kill in the league of Klein. Sampson on the shorthand into the Highlander zone. Now back the other way comes Walgren. Walgren, Wozniak, oh boy, he saw him coming, didn't he? Wozniak across for Farb, 20 seconds to go on the Highlander man advantage. Gorman to Farb. Not much pressure being applied on the power play by the Highlanders. Farb is smoked out from behind the net. He ends up getting it back from Gorman. He takes a header at center ice. Kimmel, centering pass was deflected back out to center ice as Klein killed their 5th penalty of the game. Here comes Ryan. He shoots off the helmet and into the screen. Ramirez with the save. 8:17 to go in tonight's game. It is 4-1 Klein.
Yeah, Woodlands only has 14 shots. They started this game with 7 in the first period, not much since. Klein only has 12, but again, 4 goals on 12 shots.
Face off to the right of Aiden Ramirez. He was the goaltender of record when these two played to a 5-3 Klein win back on October 3rd. His counterpart was the winning goalie, Gorman, left point. Shoots it towards goal, and Ramirez makes the save. 8:05 to go. Face off to the right of Aiden Ramirez. The Woodlands 6-time Justice Cup champions, including defeating College Station 5-0 last year. Highlanders chase it down in the Klein zone. Kimmel has support from Batar. Couldn't get it to him, though, on his backhand pass. Gorman, center ice, finds Sampson, who skates in on a breakaway. Sampson shoots, save Ramirez. Thatcher Kennedy came striding all the way back and ends up knocking the net off behind Ramirez defensively for the Woodlands, trying to prevent what could have been the 5th goal scored by Klein tonight.
Well, that is hard to do. Sampson was perched on the opposing blue line. I mean, that's what we used to call cherry picking in the adult league. And wow, I mean, I don't know how he was just sitting there and nobody picked him up. He got a pretty good look.
Face-off win, Diskey slaps one wide. Ars tries to keep it in deep. Highlanders trying to get to the puck so they can clear it. Comes back to the left point, Diskey towards the net. Picked off by Walgren. Highlanders can't sweep it out, but then it trickles out. Comes right back into the zone. Woolsey with a wrist shot, a save by Ramirez. 7:20 to go.
Everybody on Klein just has a vicious wrist shot. I mean, they have the best speed coming off that stick, I think, in the league. They're just a big, strong team, definitely.
Offensive zone face-off to Klein. It's won by the Woodlands, and they skated out with David Vincent. Vincent gains the zone, forced wide by Walls. And on the forecheck, Diskey back defensively for Klein. Up the far boards, Diskey has speed, begins a rush up the ice. Skates past Walgren. Dalton Diskey cuts to the net, and he couldn't get a shot off, then ends up getting the shot off in the end. It hits the side of the net. Over 8 minutes gone here in the third period in a 4-1 game. Klein with the lead. 4 points separated these two teams coming in, and if Klein can hold on, and it looks right now a 3-goal cushion is more than enough, they will be 2 points behind first place, the Woodlands, with 3 games to play, and the Woodlands having lost their best player, Dave, last week, and likely Landon Kassaba done for the year.
Yeah, it's starting to show. I mean, they got to come up with something the last 3 games.
Prespolewski gets it from Tyler Calder. Prespolewski, first year with the Woodlands, played his first 3 seasons with Fair Creek. Centering pass is picked off by Walls. Back to center ice. Spun in by the Highlanders. Cleared all the way down by Klein. And icing is called on Klein. Just under 6 minutes to go in tonight's game.
They're going to have to generate some offense to finish the year. Again, only 14 shots. They're playing a good defensive team in Klein, but it's a tall task. And Klein has a really good chance of winning this division.
Faceoff comes down to the right of Owen Lewis. Wozniak and Patel. Poked out the center ice by Sampson. He has speed. Brookman with speed trying to get to him. And then Sampson on a backhand and a save by Ramirez. Ramirez a bit slow to get up after making that save, and a whistle behind the play as John Dibburn blows the play dead to check on the Woodlands netminder.
Yeah, he got it right in the shoulder. He seems to be okay. The well-traveled Ramirez, he's having a really good season. He came into this game 2.64 tonight, kind of an off night.
Face-off is at center ice, right at the center dot. 5:43 to go. It'll be Wozniak and Patel. Klein has Memorial West and back-to-back games against Straight Jesuit coming up to close out the season. The Woodlands, Straight Jesuit, the opponent, coming in on Sunday, then Memorial West, and they wrap it up with Tomball. Another icing on Klein. Coming up on Sunday night, it's an ISHL special here on the Legacy Sports Network as the two current division leading teams will tangle as these Woodlands Highlanders host the Straight Jesuit Crusaders. Coverage will begin at 8 right here, Sunday night on the Legacy Sports Network. I'll be flying solo that night.
Sorry, Mike.
You're going to miss it. You're going to miss a good one. We wrap up our regular season next Friday with Cy Woods and Tomball. Another North Division matchup. We began our coverage with games down in Sugar Land, and we wrap it up with consecutive games down here in the up here at the Aerodrome. Sampson at center ice, circling with it at the red line and gaining the zone. Tries to shoot. It's blocked by Kennedy. Kennedy shuttles it across. Poked into the zone by Kimmel. Farb, first one there for Klein. Kimmel on the forecheck. Tangling with Farb behind the goal, and it is Kimmel who falls down. Puck comes out of the zone. 2-on-1 for Klein with Ryan and Sampson. Ryan across for Sampson out of his reach. Farb towards the net. Intercepted by Patel. Flipped off the glass and back down into the Klein zone. 4:40 to go in tonight's game here at the Aerodrome. 4-1 Klein after the Woodlands scored the game's first goal. Here's Gorman, who has 2 goals for Klein. Checked into the boards by Walgren. Puck to the high slot, taken away by Ski. Ski pokes it, gets it past Farb. Ski on the backhand. Shot never got to Lewis as Ski goes down. He was hit behind that play by Koffenberg. Walgren, left point. Drives down the left wing boards. Got past Wacko Woolsey. Still Walgren. Looking for somebody in front. Still Walgren. Drops it for Calder. His shot deflected over Lewis's net. Here comes Diskey. Actually skates the puck and hit the skates of ours. A shot by Vincent. Stick save by Lewis in the last 3:45 of tonight's game. Diskey with speed across the line left to right. Tries to put on the brakes at the half wall. Canceled out by Calder, and he clears it out to the neutral zone. Woolsey left defense, across right defense, Connor Walls. Down the boards into the zone, icing waved off. Walgren gets to the puck along with Benjamin Ars in the corner. Walgren off the end boards, right defense, it's Calder. Calder up right ring. Here's Vincent. Turned over in the Klein zone. Walls spins it all the way down. Klein ices it with 3:07 to go.
A lot of back and forth at this point, and kind of prevent defense on the account of Klein here, but they got this one well in hand. And I'm surprised that Gorman only has 13 goals coming in this game. The way he plays, he could easily have 20. He's an end-to-end player.
This is just his 9th game of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
we told you earlier that Klein had been hit with the injury bug this season. No specific mention of Gorman by the coaches as a member of the team that had an injury this season that took him out of some games. Here's Ryan, right wing circle. Tough angle shot was deflected wide of the target. Wozniak filters it back to Gorman. Gorman knocks down Kimmel, but here's Thatcher Kennedy skating. Got it into the corner. Patar chases it, but it's Wozniak for Klein. Turned over at the half wall. Patel ends up giving it away to Klein and Gorman. One of the best skaters in the league, too,
yeah.
Gorman.
He's if it was an all-star team, I'd put him at one of the Ds.
Gorman and Diskey listed as both forwards and defensemen. Coaching staff told us before the game that they would both be playing D tonight. Woodlands coming offside with 2:11 to go. 4-1 Klein.
Yeah, when they have the puck, Mike, it's just total control. Just too easy. And then they're just taking it upon themselves to take it down and create something, and they've really led the charge. Gorman has a couple of goals.
Talon Patel got the Highlanders' only goal at 5:03 of the first. The shot from the neutral zone. Lewis had a little trouble with it. Able to squeeze it between his pads.
He got lucky there.
But after the Patel goal, it was Gorman and And Diskey and Ryan at even strength. Gorman on the power play here early in the third. And it's a 4-1 Klein lead with just over 2 minutes to play. And a timeout on the ice as they adjust the faceoff spot to outside of the Klein zone. Won by Klein. Sampson steers in. Check down by Calder. Shot by Ryan is wide. Herta battling along the near boards with Calder. Centering pass intercepted from the corner by Prespolewski. Clears the zone to the red line. It's Farb. Across for Gorman, who has 2 goals to lead the night. For Klein, is he concerned with a hat trick? He had 4 goals against Seven Lakes in their last game. 2 4-goal games for his career. Had one in 2024 also against Seven Lakes. Less than 90 seconds to go, and here comes Gorman.
He's trying for it.
Striding in across the line. Gorman, backhand. Comes back to Sampson for a one-timer that's wide. Swept in around the boards by Ryan. Kennedy clears it out off the stick of Prespolewski onto the stick of Farb. He flips it to William Ryan, who turns it over to Prespolewski. 2-on-4 for the Woodlands. Comes back to Kimmel, whips a shot from just inside the blue line. It is gloved by Owen Lewis. 57.4 seconds to go.
Yeah, Lewis gave up that kind of funny breakaway by Patel. That was a long time ago, back in the first period, and he's been perfect since. He stopped 5 shots this period, so 16 of 17 for the game.
Offensive zone draw for the Highlanders, won by Klein. Rimmed around the boards. In deep now off the stick of Brookman. They battle on the near boards. 45 seconds to go. It's a 2-on-2 cluster. Peeling away with it and working it free. Woolsey off the boards for Koffenberg. Koffenberg held off the goal scoring sheet tonight after a hat trick in this game back in October. This is his first game back from a long-term injury. Now Diskey, stick handle, shoots, and he scores! What a goal!
And I think they called a penalty right before that.
Diskey's second of the night. And a punctuation to the night for the Klein team. It's 5-1.
All the goals, Mike, scored by seniors.
Well, it is senior night after all. Obviously, the penalty wiped away because Diskey scores.
What a showing by the 4-year men.
5-1, 20 seconds to go, and Klein wants more. Shot by Gorman, blocked by Nelson. Gorman takes it behind the cage. Centering pass intended for Ryan, intercepted. Klein still can't clear the zone. Here's Ryan with a backhander, deflects wide to the right of Ramirez. 3 seconds to go, and Klein are now just 2 points behind the Woodlands in the North Division standings with 3 games to play until the end of the regular season. 5-1 is your final. Dave and I back to wrap it up after these messages. You're listening to the ISHL Game of the Week on the Legacy Sports Network.
Real cheese, real hot, real taste is what we've got. Real fresh, real fast. All those other pizzas are a thing of the past. Mr. Gatti's Pizza in Houston on Uvalde Road offers a wide selection on their daily fast feast, all-you-can-eat pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert buffet. Don't forget about the entertainment center for the kids. Games, games, and games. Open for lunch or dinner. Gotta get Gatti's. Mr. Gatti's Pizza, the best pizza in town. Honest.
When life gets in the way, a work trip, family plans, or even bad weather, don't let your tickets go to waste. Quick Assist makes it simple. Your seats are listed on every major marketplace at the same time, saving you the hassle and putting money back in your pocket. Whether it's the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, or NCAA, we've got you covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on our website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
Buying or selling a home can be a bit overwhelming. That is where Alanis Real Estate Group steps in, with the help of CE King alum Elio Alanis. From the city to the suburbs and the greater Houston area, you can trust Elio Alanis. He'll work with you to find what best fits your needs, your goals, and more importantly, your budget. Elio Alanis has a reputation for exceptional customer service and making your home buying or selling experience a smooth transaction. Visit him on the web at wearehtx.com. The Alanis Real Estate Group. We are real estate.
Legacy Sports Network, now celebrating 18 years of broadcasting excellence. We are your home for local high school sports coverage. Expect excellent audio and video production. Whether you're listening at home or at the game, find us at lsnsports.com. Legacy Sports Network, building a legacy one game at a time.
It's a final here at the Aerodrome. Klein skates to a 5-1 win over the Woodlands, and with the victory, they are now just 2 points behind the Woodlands for first place in the North Division with 3 games to go. 2 goals by Sherwood Gorman, 2 goals by Dalton Diskey, including the last goal and a great shot. And that's all she wrote, Dave.
Yeah, if Klein can survive that Strake Jesuit stretch to end the year, that they have a really good chance of winning this division. They only had 17 shots tonight, scored 5 goals, and when Gorman and his line is on the ice, they're just, that's a tough wall. And such a solid bunch of seniors on this team.
Talon Patel got the game started. Goal for the Woodlands at 5:03 of the first, but then 5 unanswered by Klein. And after a while, you began to notice the absence of the Woodlands top scorer, Landon Kassaba, who we learned before coming on the air tonight is done for the season due to an injury. And looking forward for the Highlanders, they're going to be without him going against Strake Jesuit on Sunday night. And then they get Memorial West and Tomball to wrap up the regular season. North Division is completely up for grabs.
Yeah, that could, I hate to say, almost ruin things for the Woodlands unless they get some offense. They're a smaller and scrappier team, and they kind of need a go-to guy. They need someone to step up.
Final score here from the Aerodrome tonight. The Klein Hockey Club, 5 unanswered goals after the Woodlands scored the game's first goal, and they win this one 5-1, and now they climb to just 2 points out of first place, currently held by the team they defeated tonight. Coming up on Sunday night, ISHL special presentation. These Woodlands Highlanders licking their wounds, trying to get back in the win column against the top team points-wise in the ISHL coming into this weekend, the Strake Jesuit Crusaders. On the air at 8 o'clock here from the Aerodrome. For David Feliciano, I'm Michael Silvers. Until Sunday night, so long from the Aerodrome here in Houston.